The Knicks City Edition jerseys may have just been leaked, and also we have news on the Immanuel Quickley contract extension front. And as you know, we're going to jump right into it. So welcome back to Knicks Digest, guys. My name is Chris, and we are going to waste no time. We're going to go right in, starting with Knicks City Edition jerseys have been leaked. We think it's not a 100% guarantee, but we are almost positive that we have seen what the New York Knicks City Edition jerseys look like. And this is really exciting. It always happens around late September, early October. We start to see these jerseys get leaked. It happens around media day. The NBA likes to do a little advertisement where every single player, or like one player from every 30 teams, takes a photo in the statement jersey, in the city jersey, and the NBA looks to come out with it. However, because this is done so often on media day or around media day, it pretty often just gets leaked and fans know what's coming. And that is exactly what has happened here. So we're going to take a look at it. Casey Vitali, if I botched that, I'm sorry, Casey. He came out with this jersey from the photo that we saw. He said it may not be 100% accurate, but this is what we're looking at. He is on Twitter. You can search up his name. He is an NBA jersey fanatic, and this is basically what he's got for us here. It is a black stripe down the middle. We got that orange shadow across the white letters, the orange numbers, and then the blue base. I think it's an awesome jersey. I think we all are sort of seeing the same thing here, which is this looks like the jerseys from the late 90s, early 2000s. And I never watched basketball back then, mainly because I was not alive until 2001, and then I was like a baby, so, you know, babies don't really watch basketball. But really what we're looking at here is something that we've been asking for. I've been on Knicks Twitter for around 8 years now, and for these last 8 years, what I've constantly seen is people want jerseys from this era with the black streak down the side, and also they just want all black and orange jerseys. Those are the two things I have seen countlessly throughout my entire life on Knicks Twitter. I assume we're going to keep seeing the latter of that since we did not see that. Who knows? Maybe the statement jersey. James Dolan, get on that. But yes, that is what it looks like the New York Knicks City Edition jerseys will be. I'm a huge fan of it. I love my Knicks jerseys. I have around 7 or 8 of them in my closet. And let's just take another look at it because, I mean, that number 11 looks nice. I might have to pick myself up a Jalen Brunson one of these, or maybe an Immanuel Quickley one. And if you don't know what I just did there, that is called a segue, because we are going to talk about Immanuel Quickley's impending contract extension. It may be incoming because Ian Begley jumped on Knicks Film School earlier, and he discussed the fact that the New York Knicks and Immanuel Quickley may be nearing a contract extension, and that he thinks this will get done. This is awesome news. Immanuel Quickley has been an excellent piece for the Knicks since they drafted him in 2021. From day one, from the moment he stepped on the court in preseason, it just looked like he belonged. He's never been afraid of the big moment. He absolutely balled out last year, the best season of his career. Almost won Sixth Man of the Year. I wish he did. He sort of deserved it in my mind, but I do understand Malcolm Brogdon also had a great year. No disrespect to Brogdon there. But let's just take a look at what Begley had to say on the matter. He said, I'd be surprised if Quickley heads into restricted free agency. I would think both sides find a number that works for them, and IQ gets the extension. I hope that's the case. I know Immanuel Quickley. He's a really cool guy, and I hope he gets his extension and stays with the Knicks forever. And part of the reason that I feel that way is because of the Knicks' current average age. If you look at the Knicks as of right now, as of Wednesday, October 4th, 2023, their average age is 25.4 years old. The oldest guy in the rotation is Julius Randle, who is currently 28 years old. Most of this season, he will be 29. Doesn't really matter. Same thing. Under 30, but just barely, you know, same age. And then there's Jalen Brunson, who's going to be 26 going on 27. And outside of that, they're all basically under 25. And Mitchell Robinson, who is 25. So it's just such an awesome thing to see. This is a young team, and with the way the Milwaukee Bucks and Boston Celtics look, who both have an average age of 29, I don't think there's any reason for the Knicks to go out and try to trade for a star right now. The Giannis dream is dead. The reason the Giannis dream is dead is obvious. It's because Damian Lillard got traded there, which also means whoever still held on to that and wanted Dame and Brunson together, your Damian Lillard dream is dead. The only dream that's still alive is the Joel Embiid dream. Now, the 76ers, who also have an average age of 29, for anyone who's wondering about what's probably the third best team in the Eastern Conference as of today, Joel Embiid might be available for trade, but James Harden also did show up to training camp. Maybe he's going to be willing to run it back. Maybe him and Daryl Morey can talk it out, solve whatever beef they have going on because of whatever lie Morey told or whatever Harden's going on about. I don't know who's in the wrong or right. I'm not a 76ers channel. I don't analyze them. I have no idea. It doesn't really matter to me outside of the fact that what this means is Joel Embiid probably is not on the trade market right now. And also the Knicks would have to give up so much. Their average age would probably shoot up to like 28 or something. And I don't see the point in doing that. Trading all your assets for Joel Embiid does not make the Knicks better than the Bucks, does not make them better than the Celtics. What can make them better than the Celtics is time, because the Knicks have time on their side. As I said, the rotation's entirely young. The oldest guy there is Julius Randle, who's entering year 10 right now. Really sort of his 9th year because he got injured in the first game of his career. Who cares? Well, me, but you know. And essentially what we're seeing here is a Knicks team that absolutely should not rush things. The Knicks' big problem is whenever they have a young team, they rush things, they panic. We've seen this as early as 2019 when they put all their eggs in the Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving basket. And I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing that did not work out. Probably most people would still say it's a bad thing because Kevin Durant is, Kevin Durant. And that's a pretty fair argument. But the Knicks are known to rush. Obviously, there I'm talking about the Porzingis trade. That's what I mean. The Knicks, it sort of worked out, but it sort of didn't because the Knicks didn't get anything back for Porzingis. Nothing really of huge value outside of secondary trades, and all down that Porzingis trade tree, you find Immanuel Quickley, and that's where we're going to jump back and talk about him and look at his stats. We got the nice segues today, guys. But Quickley averaged 15 points per game, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, shot 37% from 3, and 45% from the field. Now, the number one thing to remember here is that he did not have the greatest playoff run in his life. He was not really playing absolutely great. And then on top of that, he got injured. He had that injury, and then his season just ended. And that probably did cost him some money, in all honesty. And the reason is because if teams can pay you less money, they're going to try to. Luxury cap, salary cap, all those reasons. Owners probably don't want to shell out all that money if they don't have to. And all of that sort of leads to the fact that we probably are not seeing Immanuel Quickley get over $100,000 or anything like that. I think we'll see somewhere between 80 and 90 million. As Begley said, they'll find a number that works for them. And Quickley was actually asked about this, and let's take a look at what he had to say. When Quickley was asked about the idea of a contract extension, if it's crossed his mind, he said, honestly, I've just been doing what I normally do, which is working hard every single day to get better. I let my agent pretty much handle all that stuff, but I've just been locked in. First of all, on a separate note, the guy knows how to give a boring interview in a good way, if that makes sense. Just the sort of don't give anything away to the media type way. Great job by IQ right there. And also, I mean, this is a guy who loves basketball. We've always seen it with him. He loves basketball so much. He's one of those people who just adores it. And I know you might be thinking like, hey, Chris, he's in the NBA. Of course he loves basketball, dude. But if you look at some guys in the NBA, it's clear that they don't love it. It's clear that it's a job to them. I think the most famous one that comes to mind is Nikola Jokic, because the whole fact that when he's going there, he looks like he's going to work at the sawmill. He looks miserable that he's back in America and away from his horses. And, I mean, to each his own. I'm happy for Jokic that he has things in life that makes him happy outside of basketball, of course. But when you look at it, there's guys who don't love this game as much. And obviously Jokic is a bad example because he's great. But there have totally been guys, and they talk about this on NBA podcasts, if you don't want to take my word for it. There are guys who are out of the NBA because they don't like basketball enough to work hard enough to stay in it. So Immanuel Quickley putting his head down and working hard probably is going to err on the side of making him a little more money because of this. And I think he is someone that's going to improve. And once again, I think the important thing to remember here is that if the Knicks extend Immanuel Quickley, there may be a poison pill involved, the same way that there is with RJ Barrett. And if that is the case, then we will not see Immanuel Quickley get traded, and we will basically see the Knicks decide, hey, two teams in the Eastern Conference made huge moves. They were already arguably the two best teams in the Eastern Conference. The Miami Heat are still sort of hanging around there just because that Heat culture is something else. The Philadelphia 76ers have a deep roster, and if James Harden stays, they are a contender. Why should we jump at the chance to make a trade if we aren't even sure that we could be a top 3 team in the Eastern Conference? Let's extend Quickley, build internally, as we've done for a while, with a few trades and a few signings here and there, such as trading for Josh Hart, with the Cam Reddish trade that happened the year before, or signing Dante DiVincenzo. And outside of that, we really haven't seen many massive moves that are going to change the trajectory of the Knicks. Neither Hart nor DiVincenzo is going to go from pretender to contender really with a New York Knicks type roster. Obviously, they're both good. They're both good additions. I think they're very helpful, but I really just don't think that the Knicks should even try to contend right now. I think they should build internally and see where this goes. I think that's the best move for the team, is to sort of wait it out, because the NBA landscape massively changes every 2 years. And in 2 years from now, the Knicks will have an average age of 27, if not many things are to change. And that is around the average age when you hit your prime in the NBA. And with that, that is all we have for today, guys. And thank you so much for tuning in. We're going to continue to make videos like this, to talk about jerseys, talk about contract extensions. And then before you know it, we're going to be talking about games that just happened. We're going to jump on, we're going to do duos. We're adding a new member of the Knicks Digest team, which is awesome. We're all going to hop on videos. We're going to have a great time. We're going to talk Knicks. It's going to be a blast. Also, we're going to start doing live streams, so you do not want to miss it. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Make sure to like this video. Get us in the algorithm so we can talk Knicks together. I have a blast making these guys' videos. And just leave a comment down below, because I want to see what you guys have to say about Immanuel Quickley, about these jerseys. If you're trashing me, that's fine. I like reading it anyway. I find it fun. And if you're agreeing with me, I also like that, because then people are praising me. But yeah, that's all we have for today, guys. So thank you so much for tuning in. Have a great day. And remember, go Knicks.